Chapter 1. The light snow mixed with drizzle that began the evening before began to subside. Patrick opened the front door of the Lonely Fox Inn to check if it was still snowing. His oldest daughter, Tamara, busy at wiping off the tables and preparing to set up the dining room to serve breakfast to the inn's 2 guests, looked out the corner of her eye to see her father slip on his coat and step outside. Galina, Patrick's other daughter, continued to stoke the fire in the cooking hearth. It was her turn to cook breakfast for the family and the inn's guests, and she hummed a traditional tune while prepping the fire. Galina wasn't paying attention to her father as he left the warm confines of the inn, but she was watching Tamara as she finished setting up the dining area. "Can you come over here and help me?" "Give me a few seconds," Tamara responded. Tamara's attention to her father's movements were interrupted by her sister's request. The door clicked shut, and Galina asked for her sister's attention again, as Patrick stepped off the inn's front porch into the mix of misty snow and cold drizzle. The Lonely Fox Inn was quite alone, isolated from any other example of civilization. It was a few yards from the main road connecting Noran, the nearest village to the west, and the capital city Lycentia, many miles to the east. And this was how Patrick liked it. It was only a few miles from Noran, but was far enough that Patrick could have the peace and quiet that he'd learned to appreciate whenever he could negotiate for it. The early morning light, cold, white, and speckled with silver, revealed, as Patrick looked down at the road, a few puddles that had frozen over. "Father, are you going to join us and our guests for breakfast this morning?" Tamara asked as she opened the front door. "Yes, of course, I'll be right there." Before she closed the door, she started to sing one of her favourite songs, Emily Trell. Patrick smiled and resisted the urge to sing with her as he heard the click of the front door. Very little happened at the Lonely Fox Inn without music of some kind. Both daughters loved to sing, and Patrick had encouraged their musical interests as much as he could. And Christoph, the hired hand, played the guitars in the evening, or whenever he could without being yelled at by Patrick. It was his wife, their mother, Dalnia, however, who had been the true music lover of the family. This sudden memory of Dalnia singing with the girls caused Patrick to shudder. He forced that memory back into the dark recesses of his mind, and instead looked past the